Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audiotrial.com/MAaD Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Bloody hell, you look professional.
No, I don't. Got a piece of paper. Greetings, my movie geeks. Welcome to another episode of Man About a Dog movie podcast. I am Nate, the ultimate movie geek, and I'm joined once again by Craig Stigadadump Lambert.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been watching wrestling? Are your kids into it or something?
No.
You just felt the need for that?
I had a flashback to when I watched Dumbo.
Was that in Dumbo?
Of course it was.
I don't know, I never watched Dumbo.
The new one.
The missus watched it. She loved it. She said it was really good. She cried. But she's sensitive.
I cried.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, because it was that bad?
Yeah. I did a review on it. You can check it out on my YouTube channel.
Can you?
Yeah.
And how'd you find that?
Oh, well, if I had the link on me, I'd be able to tell you.
So professional.
Ultimate Movie Geek on YouTube.
There you go.
So, let's start with some news because this is going to be a short one. So, let's get through it quickly. Zoe Kravitz, you know her?
Yes.
She was in X-Men First Class.
Yeah, she was played not Firefly, what was she called? The one that spat the venom and had the fairy wings.
No idea what she was called.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was in that.
Yeah.
And she was also in the last Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts film.
Yeah.
She played a Lestrange, don't know which one. She's the new Catwoman in the Batman. Matt Reeves' The Batman.
Are they going for the Eartha Kitt look then?
Look, well...
Or following Eartha Kitt moves?
Could
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I just didn't think she was... She didn't, grasp my attention in either the I was going to say Gryffindor movies, but the...
That's it, yeah.
Or in the X-Men First Class. I thought other people were better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it depends on the script and depends. She might have improved in something that I haven't seen.
I haven't really seen her in anything else other than those two things. And again, I think you're right. I don't think she came across as standing out or anything.
No. I mean, you could see who the ones who stood out because they stayed into the sequels.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way of looking at it. If you die...
Did she die in it?
She died in the second one. She was one of the ones he said, "Why did you abandon us?" There was pictures of her that she had died.
So it was sort of like really bad end, wasn't it?
Yeah. You abandoned us when it was the plane scene and but you saw it earlier she died. But,
yeah, you saw the death pictures, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's shaping up in it. There's rumours about people being in it. We spoke about not Seth Rogen, the other one. Who was up for a role in Riddler as Riddler or Penguin?
Yeah,
Jonah Hill. There you go. I should know. My son's called Jonah. So.
Yeah, that's probably why. Is that not your favourite child? Is that why you?
I don't have favourites.
Do you not?
No, I hate them all the same.
I hate you the least.
I don't hate them. I'll just say that if they hear this, it's not true.
You might need a liver someday.
Yeah, the 6 to choose from.
Is it? Your kids have 2 livers? If it's kidneys, then yes, it's 6, but livers is 3.
Oh yeah, liver. I don't know. Anatomy's not me strong.
Is it not?
In fact, nothing's me strong suit. I just coast.
I don't know.
I coast everywhere.
Doctor Who?
So do you think she'll be alright?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the script. I mean, it does seem that it's all going for pretty people apart from Jonah Hill. But I mean, the Penguin is meant to be like a malformed character. And even Jonah Hill does not look malformed.
No.
So is it still? Are they trying to prettify up Batman?
I don't know. Well, it's Catwoman, isn't it? You need someone who can
be sexy,
swing and be sexy and climb up walls and steal the heart of Batman.
Yeah.
So, and I suppose so long as he's not, Robert Pattinson isn't as wooden as he was in Twilight.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he was told to be wooden, wasn't he? He was supposed to be mysterious in that. I mean, he was better than Harry Potter.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah. Look, I dazzle.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like Twiglet movies. I've heard some people say Twiglet is better than Star Wars, the first 3. Not me.
I saw one.
Not me.
No, I think I saw 2.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I mean, I just liked the jokes they made in American Pie, the reunion.
No, I didn't see that.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, because Stifler kept saying, "Oh yeah, that's my favourite." Like New Moon, that's my favourite, and that was his way of chatting to young girls by saying a favourite Twiglet movie.
He didn't move on then, did he?
But that was the whole idea. That was his character.
We'll stick with DC.
Yep.
News, movies. Jared Leto has revealed that he was upset and alienated when Joaquin Phoenix Joker was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he'll come back as
I don't know.
Joker?
I mean, is it a way of getting more money?
I don't know.
I mean, I can understand what he wasn't given this real screen time.
Yeah, no.
But I personally don't think. I think he's a good actor. I think what he does is brilliant. When he was doing the one with the AIDS with Matthew McConaughey, the Dallas Buyers Club, I thought it was superb. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. There's a few Japanese. He was in a Japanese samurai movie where he was an American.
Yeah,
he was okay. He was a bit wooden in that as well. It just depends what he's given, what he's handed. I still think personally, Joaquin, who would have been better a long time ago and was asked about it, for that role and what he was doing, was perfect. And I think it needed someone slightly older. I think he still looks too young. Maybe could have aged himself a little bit, but it was Joaquin was still. He took that one way of making Joker his own. Yeah,
he did, and I've got to say as well, you've got to put him across from a Batman as well, and I think Joaquin seems to fit.
Yeah,
he seems to fit. Say Ben Affleck's Joker.
Yeah,
Ben Affleck's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than.
But you just loved that, didn't
Leto.
you? His name in the film.
Who what?
Mr. Affleck. A Fleck.
A Fleck. Yeah,
Arthur Fleck. That was the best joke in the whole movie.
It was.
Yeah.
You can look at our podcast last week.
Yeah, it's been on. It keeps popping up.
It does. But yeah, I don't know. You could even say that Jared Leto, his Joker, could go against Robert Pattinson because they, even though they're not the same age, he looks young enough to be passable as his. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't think they're going to do that.
They shouldn't. They should leave that. I could see them making a Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix because of the way they left it. Yeah. Right? But I do not think it would lead on to what they've done with the Suicide Squad. I think the Suicide Squad is more, how do you put it politely? It's more popcorn Joker rather than...
You could use Scorsese's words and say it's a roller coaster, or
but it's more of a 2-hour escapism, whereas the Joaquin Phoenix one was not escapism; it was almost realism, gritty realism, and brutal realism, but which doesn't really mesh. Even though the Joker is meant to be gritty and funny at the same time, I don't think they would mesh at all. It would have to be a really good script from mesh.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. And I don't know.
I don't even know which angle it would come in from.
There is stuff on the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn film possible sequel. There's been some set photos. Soft reboot, yeah. There's been some set photos released of like Nathan Fillion. He's like arm fall off boy.
Yeah.
And they're using really obscure characters, so I think they're going to just kill people off.
Yeah, so quickly.
It's quite interesting, but that seems to be, again,
but Nathan Fillion's been dying to be a superhero of any kind. Like Captain Canada, I remember, you keep seeing with the Canadian flag on the shield, don't you?
Yeah, Captain Hammer. What's it called?
Firefly?
Something Horrible's sing-along blog. Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Well, that must be yours.
I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
It's funny. Again, sticking with DC, but TV this time. In Infinite Crisis stuff. There was a newspaper prop photograph shown up, and it has Michael Keaton's Batman on. With the
you really are getting them all together, aren't they?
There has been rumours that he's going to be in it, but I highly doubt.
Yeah, can they afford them? Can you afford them? Christ, I mean, he would owe us mega bucks, unless he does it for a laugh.
Yeah, well, it
cool, that's because the two things. Yeah, they give him mega bucks, or you make him think, oh yeah, this is going to be funny.
Well, he was in a he was on a game show, a TV show, and they said about. So they started talking about Batman, and he just turned around and said, "I am Batman."
But I with DC, I've been watching a few things this week. Titans.
Yeah.
I'm up to episode 5. Superboy just came in.
Oh, don't.
And Crypto.
I've seen a clip.
Oh, it's very good. It's very good. And I watched The Batwoman.
Yeah. How is it? Because it's been...
It's good. I actually liked it. I can see it being slagged off.
Yes.
But it shouldn't be.
No.
I mean, I think it's a warm start that could go better.
I don't know why it's getting a lot of backlash. I don't understand
Because it's a woman. And maybe because she's a lesbian, but that's the character.
But she exists in the comics as that, so...
I'm not... It's not me! It's not me, don't get at me.
God damn it, Craig, what are you doing?
But it's just the fact is that, you know how a lot of, shall we say, Christian Americans who like this do not like anything other sort of things as well.
Oh, it's...
And they think it's just playing to the audience.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was good. I mean, the fight scenes were decent. The only thing, it was a bit, you know, cliched in the ending, which I don't want to spoil for you, but the ending, you're going like that. Yeah.
Right.
That's the only thing where you can see the reasons and the follow-ups, but the whole storyline, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Swamp Thing, I'm still watching as well.
Swamp Thing, that's on Amazon now, isn't it? Yeah.
Which is where I'm watching it.
Again,
it's not the Magic DVD player.
No, it's not. I can watch
Your life is too full.
It's too full at the moment with these horror films. You know, you can go to my YouTube channel again and watch our reviews every night.
And your little party pieces.
Did you enjoy that?
I saw your missus pop up.
It was just something we did quickly before we uploaded. But
what was she doing underneath the mirror at the time? Just waiting for you to jump up?
To jump out, I am built. I'm going to set up the Halloween story. I do like a little short film at the end of this Halloween month, and I've got an idea which is going to be a little bit different to last year and the year before. Yeah. It's going to be a little bit more.
I mean, you're not running out of horror movies to watch. I mean, this is the third one. That's like up to 93rd horror movie. You'll be going through what's the top 100 horror movies and just think, seen it. Yeah.
It's good. Like I said to you, it is a bit difficult, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
We're watching what we're watching tonight. Oh, you know what? I don't know. It's
the Hammer House of
Strangers,
Horror.
Possibly. Or was that last night?
That seems to be a lot of newish ones. I've not seen you go into your 30s and 40s, no proper Bela Lugosi or...
I don't know if she'd be interested.
I don't, that's why I mention it.
Yeah.
I want you to make her watch one that's black and white. Nosferatu, the original Nosferatu.
Oh
I'm sure she'd love that.
She'd kill me. It would be cool to watch though.
Maybe I will. What we do in the shadows. Tell her watch that.
We watched that not so long ago, so we can't really add it to this.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant film. You mentioned Titans.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rumour that they're going to be in Infinite Crisis as well.
Well, they should be. I'm honestly, Deathstroke is superb in it. He's absolutely superb.
Yeah.
Superboy is actually really, really good as well.
No, I like
really
the
really
clip
good.
that I saw is they seem to be like sending up that Christopher Reeve Superman alleyway bit.
Well, it's like he goes back to Kansas, right? And I'll have to spell this a little bit for you. And he goes to this farmhouse and he looks at it and goes, well, where's the red barn? Where's this? Where's that? He says, oh, you're thinking about the Kent place. It's just up the road. He'd actually gone to the Luther place.
Oh.
And because his Luther memories are quite strong in there as well.
Oh,
and he's not just got memories, he's got knowledge as well. He's got inherited knowledge from his two fathers.
Oh, so they're going down that route. It's going to be a mix. That's cool.
So
that's almost like what they did in Batman v Superman, but then they didn't and did a Doomsday instead.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing, the only thing that's annoying about it is, yes, he's invulnerable, so he can't get shot. Yeah. But his cheap T-shirt he bought off a street vendor is not. So the fact is that the bullets bounce off his T-shirt. To
be fair, though, they acknowledged that in, if I remember correctly, the Lois and Clark New Adventures of Superman back in the day, in the 90s, where Dean Cain said, no, the clothes aren't super powered. I have sort of a force field around me, so nothing can penetrate.
Well, I mean, that's probably another version of the sun, because everything's sun-based, these powers, isn't it? So it could be just like a little mini force field. So how come he can get punched and bleed?
Don't know why I knew that.
Yeah. Because you're a fan.
But I haven't seen that show since I was a kid.
But you used to love it, didn't you? It was at the time.
It was the only time Superman was on TV.
The only time you ever seen Superman, you're like...
with his V-neck costume.
Yeah. And it was like, you could see him, and this is what Superman would be like. Yeah. If it was normal.
It was good. And also, I don't know if you've ever seen Lucifer. He's also been seen on set.
I haven't seen him on set, but I'm up to season 3 and well through season 3 of that. Which is brilliant. I mean, it's on. Amazon dropped it and Netflix picked it up quicker than a 5-second reel.
Well, I think it's finishing at the end of 5, isn't it? But I like the fact that they're bringing everything in for Infinite Crisis.
Well, I mean, they'll bring Lucifer in if they've got what you call him in from Justice League Dark.
Constantine.
Yeah, if Constantine's in it,
he's already there.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why.
But that's who he was. The rumor was that it was Constantine and another couple of characters, and the actor who plays Lucifer. So
would you like Sandman in there?
Throw them all in.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I'm worried about now is that they're throwing so many things in. We're not having.
They won't have enough time for.
They're not going to have any time. Yeah, I think there's 6 shows.
Yeah.
That's 6. 45, 50 minutes. It's not. It's longer than a film, I suppose. But
the thing is, it'll be like the Big Bang Theory when they've got the 6 different versions of the Justice League and who's going to win the prize, sort of thing.
Did you watch El Camino?
No, I haven't watched it. I'm still saving it. Obviously, the missus not been well at the moment. We've not actually got to it.
Well, an actor who's in who starred as Ed Galbraith or the Disappearer in Breaking Bad, Robert Forster, died at 78.
He died, but he was
on the day of
the
release.
Because he was more famous for Twin Peaks, wasn't he? That was one of his most famous things he was on.
I've got The Black Hole, The Delta Force, and Vigilante.
He was also on Twin Peaks. He played
Twin Peaks. Missed that when I was looking.
I'm not looking. I'm doing it's off the top of my head, which is bad. I used to love Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I never watched the new ones. I watched the old ones, but I never watched the new ones when they came out.
I've never seen them. Not one episode. Or not one episode that I can remember anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Fair enough. You're probably
that's all the news.
You're probably too young to watch it because it was quite rude.
For you, my movie geeks, the listeners of the MAaD Movie podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I've recently been listening to a lot of Stephen King books. I started with It, I went to The Shining, and then I delved deep into the Dark Tower series. I then started looking for books that had been adapted into films because I do like to have books that I've seen on the big screen, so that's what I like to do. But with 180,000 Audible books, there's a lot of choice for you to choose from. It's a really, really good app that if you don't have the time to read a book, you are able to get the stories. I highly recommend Audible. To download your free audiobook today, go to audiotrial.com/madmoviepod. Again, that's audiotrial.com/madmoviepod for your... We'll move on to what we're going to do today is we're just going to talk about Terminator 1, well, The Terminator, and Terminator 2. The good Terminator films.
Well, this is meant to be a sequel to Terminator 2, a direct sequel from it.
So it is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, as we say in Star Trek, let's just change the timeline and we can change everything again.
To be fair, Terminator, let's just change the timeline. They've changed the timeline so much. That timeline is messed up. You could feasibly fit every film into the same timeline, but because there's been so many backwards and forwards, they've messed the timeline up completely.
But the premise is that's what you do. You go. That's the whole fact is the Terminator went back to stop the timeline. That's what he did.
Yeah, I always think that if Skynet went back and killed John Connor, they'd just cease to be, and everything would just be normal. Yeah, I feel like John Connor should die.
I think Skynet went back in the time and became Apple.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Or Google. Which one would you prefer? Which one's worse, would you say?
Apple they'll Google? Probably amalgamate soon, won't they?
Yeah. They're called Idle.
Gaggle.
Yeah, Gapple.
Alright, Terminator.
Terminator 1, I think, was a horror movie.
Yeah, it was.
And it was a brilliant horror movie. It was almost like the original unstoppable, like when Frankenstein's monster. Yeah. It was like Frankenstein's monster came back and basically you, as a normal human person, it's like a bit like Brightburn. You're fighting something that's unstoppable.
I've seen that yet.
Have you not?
No.
He died.
But
I don't know. I just said that to him.
You could say that it's like the slashers of the 80s and that. So
it was the 80s.
Yeah.
So that before Nightmare on Elm Street? Was it a Jason? Was it another Halloween?
That's what I mean. It's Halloween and Jason, unstoppable killer. But this time it's got.
There's a reason to be unstoppable. What's the reason to be unstoppable killer instead of someone who's a nut job?
Did you know the original idea was for 2 Terminators to come back, and one of them was supposed to be liquid metal?
Did you? What, Christ?
No. So he had that idea. The reason why he didn't do it was because he
graphics weren't good at the time. He didn't have enough money.
The graphics wasn't. The special effects weren't at that point to do it, which I think it shows a lot of restraint from Cameron.
When you've got a great idea and you want to run with it, but you know you can't.
Let's do something else first, and then build to that.
Yeah,
which I think is brilliant.
I mean, it looked like a cheap budget movie. If you look at Terminator, it looks like a cheap movie.
Yeah,
it does. It doesn't have the panache or the polish of 2. Yeah. You can see they went right. We have. This is a great idea. It's done really well. So how do we make it better? And they did. They bloody held it.
They bloody held it. Yeah.
I mean, another little trivia for you. I've told you one about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Go on.
He wanted to be the Terminator voice in Germany.
Oh, did he?
Because he's German and Austrian and all that, but they wouldn't let him. He's not allowed to be the voice of the Terminator in Germany. Do you know why? Because Austrian accents are like West Country accents. So it'd be like Combine Harvester, Terminator, sort of thing. So I'll be back. You know, that was an Irish one actually, but yeah. So that's why he wasn't allowed to even do his own voiceovers.
So over here he sounds
German,
scary, scary guy,
and over there,
he's like,
he's like a Wurzel.
Do you know some of the actors they wanted for Terminator?
You'd expect people who are big and hard around about that time. Yeah. Dolph Lundgren, was he one of them?
He's not on the list, actually.
Sylvester Stallone,
Mel Gibson. They were offered the role.
Not big enough.
Both
Gibson?
of them.
Both of them about 5'7".
Yeah, I heard that actually.
Yeah,
they're both
about 5'7".
No, it's just the way he's filmed.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson.
Well, he is a killer.
Well,
allegedly.
Cameron did not feel that Simpson, at that
was
time,
evil enough.
Would be a believable killer.
Yeah.
So just how things change.
See, the other thing about it is it would always be like blaxploitation as well.
Yeah.
I think he probably thought that. I mean, if you had the black guys chasing a white woman, every copper in America would try and kill them. It would just be them on their own. Sorry, America.
We love you.
But I mean, it's like O.J. Simpson as well. I mean, I'm sorry, but all I think of him on TV, apart from the scene, is Naked Gun.
Naked Gun,
yeah, and that's and it'd be fairly difficult to jump from that to there.
No.
Charles Bronson, at the right age, probably would have been a really good Terminator because he was hard as nails.
Clint Eastwood.
He's tall enough and he's hard enough.
Yeah, well, it's you could have had anyone, and the reason why Schwarzenegger was up for it was because he was up for
everything.
He was offered the role as Kyle Reese,
and
like Cameron thought, I don't want to do this. In a
Huge
meeting,
guy.
he went into the meeting with Schwarzenegger, wanting to pick a fight with him so that he could go back and say, no, I don't want him. Probably ended up liking him, and wanting him for the role of the Terminator.
Yeah, but I mean, have you ever watched the TV programs of what he was doing, like the bodybuilding, Arnold Schwarzenegger? They just honestly, he's really charismatic. I remember he was talking to Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk.
Yeah,
and he went, "Oh, you're not really up for it this year, are you? Haven't you?" And like Lou Ferrigno, you can see his face just going like that. He's talking everybody else out of winning the competition. Honestly, his personality around that was amazing. And that's why he should have got it. Not because his acting's worse than when he's being his normal self.
Yeah.
He is pretty charismatic. I actually like him. That's why he worked well as a politician.
I suppose as well that's why it works in this as well, because he only has fewer than 100 words in 18 lines in the whole film. Because he's just a brick, isn't he?
Yeah.
he is a computer and he works really well,
it's
in
a bit
that
like,
role.
If you think about the Spielberg one, it's a bit like he's being chased. It's like the car being chased by the lorry. Joel. And the fact is, that's what it's like. If you think about it, that he is the big machine coming towards you and coming after you.
Yeah.
But that's what that whole movie genre is about, isn't it? You're fighting something that's bigger, stronger,
unstoppable.
Yeah.
It is good. Cameron said that his accent seemed to work, and it was a sort of synthesized, sort of robotic.
Well, it does sound like that, doesn't it? I mean, it's like when he goes in the police station and then just destroys the whole police station. I mean, that's a brilliant scene. And that shows his unstoppability, if you want a better word.
You can also say as well, because in that scene where you're at the police station, you see the psychiatrist leave. Do you think that he already had it planned out? Do you think that, like, say that character was Dr. Silverman? Do you think he was supposed to come back in the second one? Do you think he had that planned? Because he's literally, he just misses him, doesn't he, as he's going out?
Well, it's like, is he the same one who's in T2 as in there? So, I mean, but he still doesn't believe him, even though he saw the way the police...
He sees the T1000.
Yeah. Like, it's just, but it's I mean, that's just good story. That's linking stories. Yeah. It's making him like a witness to something that they're going through. Yeah. He doesn't believe them until physical proof himself.
Yeah.
He's the witness to the story. You always need a witness to a story, or the story doesn't happen.
Yeah. It is good. I enjoyed this film. I remember watching this when I was a kid. And I shouldn't...
Being scared.
Yeah, I shouldn't have watched... No, you know what? This was probably one of the only films that didn't scare me because I really like Schwarzenegger.
When you were watching the scene where you're trying to lift your feet up, sometimes you do it and you used to watch Doctor Who, you're lifting your feet up because you think you're going to get grabbed and you're lifting your foot away because you just see the hand crawling at the end as a pulling. Do you not do that? Is that just me? No. Oh, it's like Jaws. Jaws when the shark comes out, you're lifting your feet up so you don't get bitten.
The only thing that I've realised is watching these horror films is pulling my leg in under the covers at night because I'm scared that something's going to grab me. Yeah, but not watching a film.
Not for watching a normal film.
Sorry.
Not like you're watching a horror movie. It's an 18. It's an unstoppable monster coming to get me. I still don't
He's not
watch
after
Halloween.
you though, is he? He's not.
I am her son. Because you always put yourself in a film. So which character were you in that? You were probably Terminator.
But I like the idea that they send Kyle Reese back, and he there's a theory, isn't there, that he might not actually be John Connor's father. Do you want to know about that?
Go
now?
on, then. Yeah, go.
So Sarah Connor's going out on a second date. In this film, and the theory is that she slept with the guy on the first date and she was already pregnant when Kyle Reese came back, so when they had sex it wasn't real. Yeah, so Skynet doesn't actually know who the father is.
But that just seems more convoluted even than necessary, unless the only way that would be to go back and try and kill his dad.
Yeah, but you don't know. No one knows who he is.
What, Kyle Reese?
Who? Kyle Reese. Yeah, but we're saying that he's not the father.
No, you're basically saying that his mother's a tart.
No.
Yes, you are. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying
that she's a tart. That's what you're trying to say.
There's nothing wrong with that. 21st century. Come on.
It wasn't, though. It was 1980s.
Oh, yeah. Well, timelines are skewed.
But I mean, it's basically that's the only reason you could really put that in there would be so that Skynet find out who he is and actually go back and try and kill the dad.
Yeah.
Well, this movie that's coming out now, if they were trying to do that, they'd have to go pre-1984. It's like, if you can't kill the mum, kill the dad. If they find out Kyle Reese isn't the dad, then you'd have to go and find another one, send it back. I mean, only if you wanted Terminator in the 70s.
That'd be cool. Come on. They
Days of Future Past.
In
Days
Genesis.
of Future Past, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. So, what did you like the story? Do you think
I mean, as I said, it was a tight movie. There was no like, extra flesh.
No.
It was basically like linear almost. You went from A to Z, and everybody got killed in between.
Yes, they did.
I mean, it was basically, he's caught me, run away, he's caught me, run away, he's caught me, run away.
Yeah.
Whereas T2 was, let's try and, build it up. It was basically this guy's a monster. You can't reason with him. He is going to come after you until you are dead.
Yes, he is.
It's like a shark in water. If it tastes the blood, it's just going to follow you until it gets you and eats you.
All right. Well, let's point out some bits that don't make sense.
Right. Okay.
All right. When he's killing, he's going after Sarah Connor first in the apartment.
Yeah.
He kills her friend and boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just before the boyfriend dies, the boyfriend is able to sort of rugby tackle the Terminator down to the ground. How's he do that?
If he's off balance, he's not. I mean, how heavy is he?
Well,
has there been a thing that says how heavy he is? If the guy's in American football and he's hitting you with a amount of people, if he was American football as a kid and he does the tackle, thinking he's just a normal human being, he might have broke his shoulder doing it. But the fact is, if he has been prepped to hit that, depending on which alloy he's made of, Terminator's heavy, but he's not going to be more than what. Yeah, and it's just you've just got to get over the angle, haven't you? That's all you've got to do is get him over the angle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to make an excuse up here.
All right. Why does he run away when he crashes the car?
What, Terminator?
Yeah.
Maybe he's been programmed to avoid
detection.
Yeah.
So that's when he loses his eye.
So
what do you think about those?
The sunglasses work brilliantly.
What do you think of the scene though with the sort of animatronic?
Mm-hmm.
I think I loved that when I was a kid. I thought it blew my mind, and I didn't know how they did it because I thought it was really like
that's
something
what it was
going
like
on.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like he's done quite a lot of that. It doesn't look good now. It doesn't stand up.
No.
But it's like watching.
But it's real though.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me.
It's like what they've done is they've put a mask on one side of his face and not put it all the way through there. But I mean, as a kid, you think. Well, especially if you're 13, 12, something like that, watching it, you're thinking, oh my God, how did it... I mean, I was still thinking that at 23 with sharks and Jaws. How did they do that? How did they train a shark to do that and not eat him? But it's, I mean, you're nitpicking. You're nitpicking.
No, that's it. That's what I mean. You can nitpick at stuff, but overall, the quality of the film stands up. And all these small little things that you can question and
but again, that's questioned now because you've seen better and bigger since. At the time, had you seen anything?
But that's what I'm arguing. I don't think you can really beat it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. I'm saying like these are really small nitpicks that don't knock the film down because the film stands.
I mean, I still think at the time, what he'd done, something like Commando, hadn't he? That was his only ones he'd really done. Conan. His acting was like, even though he wasn't acting, his acting was 100 times better than Roseman's. I mean,
but it's like Cameron knew how to use him, how to utilise what he could and what he couldn't do, and I think the whole film is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's for what about it's a roller coaster ride of fear. And and it's like you're doing now when you're not putting your leg under the covers or out the covers. That's what she looked like she was feeling the whole time. Yeah. She was just scared for an hour and a half, 2 hours from what happened. And the fact, I liked a little bit, it's like she was killing people with the wrong name. Yeah. Because he couldn't find it and they killed that. So he had an idea but not quite the full idea.
Couldn't identify her straight away. So, which is good because it shows that everything's destroyed in the future because it is. There's no records really.
But you think Skynet would still be able to remember unless it was things that weren't programmed into it at the time.
That's it. That's Skynet, and you've got to think. I suppose the events from Terminator 2 or after Terminator, they will have. Well, she does. She drops from the grid, doesn't she? And she probably wipes everything
that she can find.
So she drops off. So there's nothing there for Skynet to grab hold of later on.
Because the thing is, she is before Skynet.
Yeah.
So the stuff that the Skynet doesn't know what it's looking for beforehand, and she's looking for Skynet before Skynet's looking for her.
Yeah. And we'll talk now because that is the biggest change, isn't it, between Terminator and Terminator 2 is how Sarah Connor, probably one of the best examples of a female lead.
Apart from Sigourney Weaver and Alien.
But there's Cameron again, isn't it? There's a similar sort of thing where you've got the change between...
A victim becoming someone who's no longer willing to be a victim.
But then again, I don't know because because Sigourney Weaver in as Ripley, she fought from the beginning. She was always the one who was headstrong, and she knew that everything that was going wrong shouldn't have gone wrong because she was telling them what to do and don't do it and all that. So I think the difference here is you've got Sarah Connor, who is a damsel in distress in Terminator, but then she completely changes in the second one, and she becomes the hunter. Yeah, she does, and I think it's probably the best example of character development.
I thought you were going to say girl power.
No, but you could say that. But I think you can even drop that and just say character development in movies. Mm-hmm. I think she goes from one thing and then ends up at the other, and I'm hoping
from one extreme to the other.
I'm hoping this new film will continue that, but I don't know how. It was so perfect in Terminator 2.
But do you not think she's just going to be an older version or more like a haggard version? She's thought, like, I've fought. It's like the old gunfighter who's been fighting all the young bucks and has now got to the point where they're thinking, is this my last hurrah? So, I mean, it's like what do you call him? Fun enough with Kyle Reese in it. You know, I'll be your Huckleberry. You know, I've never seen it. Tombstone. I'll be your Huckleberry.
You know what? It's been a long time.
But it's when Val Kilmer goes to be his... Oh, what a scene. And what an accent he does on that as well.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day. This, I think I saw this before I saw Terminator.
Yeah.
Because it was around that time, and I think this is what got me into it and why I wasn't scared of Terminator. Because, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was a 15 as well.
It was a 15.
I mean, the first was an 18, this was a 15. I mean, they'd spent money on budget for blowing things up, but not for the scariness and the killing, really. Although, sticking a sword through someone's eye...
Well, that's it. You've got the added... It's a sequel that steps itself up. Mm-hmm. And the quality of this is, like you said before... It is staggering how different they are. Like the first one is a low budget horror film,
low budget gritty melodrama.
This is a massive
all action big
film.
Big action blockbuster.
I like buction. Let's use that.
But it is. I mean, it's what they do in that movie from the get go. It's brighter, it's cleaner, it's prettier.
It's crisp.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I think we've discussed this before, and I think...
It's like the first time you see crisp. HD, the difference between HD and normal. The first film looked like normal TV. Yes. This looks like HD or even 4K. And it's amazing, and it's just... Do you think he's a bad at the beginning?
Well...
I know all the gossip and rumours and all that.
All the trailers ruined it.
Yeah.
Because they pretty much said it. But... it is set up in a way to suggest that he is not the same Terminator, but he is coming back to kill John Connor. But you've also got the T-1000 who arrives, but
he looks more human.
He looks more human. He's like Michael Biehn from the first one, and he punches the cop.
Yeah,
and because you don't see the knife hands, and you don't see any blood. You just expect him to have just knocked him out, and then he's nicked his clothes. But he hasn't nicked his clothes. He's just formed the clothes using his
metal skin, metal body. Yeah. And Schwarzenegger says, "I want your clothes. I want your bike."
And he beats up a bar full of bikers, doesn't he?
Which looks more like someone who's a ruthless assassin. Does. Yeah.
He's just again. He's a blunt instrument who, and I just think it would have been amazing to see it in. And even when I showed my son, because he's seen these films, because I thought, I saw them young, he can see them young. Yeah. Don't judge me.
It's glorified violence, isn't it? It's glorified violence rather than real-looking violence. Yeah. Even the stabbings with the spikes are glorified. Yes. They're not gratuitous, is it? That sort of thing. So I don't even know if that's the right word, but that's the way I'm thinking.
No, it is, and I think even because of how embedded Terminator is in our culture, he knew that the Terminator was a good guy.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So you can't get away from it. It's almost like the Darth Vader is Luke's dad. Mm-hmm. Spoiler.
Christ! Now you've ruined it for
I ruined it for people.
Ruined it for everyone.
But yeah, I think this film it's just a marvel, and you can watch it, and you can watch it so many times and still be exhilarated by it.
Yeah. It's like I've said, we had a discussion in the last one, didn't I?
Yeah.
There'll be like a 15-minute bit that I like continue to watch.
Yeah.
That's a movie I want to watch and watch and watch.
Yes.
And it's every scene is a good James Bond movie. It really is.
It is.
And the storyline works and the humour works and playing him like the straight guy to the comedy is brilliant for Schwarzenegger as well. That's how he got Twins. That's how he got, those sort of movies, Junior and all these sort of things, because he could play the straight man. Yeah. We finally found him. It's like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan couldn't do anything in this country or America until he became the straight man to someone else comedian, like Chris. Chris Rock. Yeah, Chris Rock. I mean, that's same sort of thing. You've got to realise your inhibitions. It's a buddy movie, and the buddies are a Terminator and someone who's looking for a father or a father figure.
Yeah, it is, and the story, it works as well. So it's two Terminators are sent back. It's the original story that he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You've got the technology has caught up with the ideas, and I think it was the Abyss that he did first, where he had the
face coming out from
the water.
Yeah. So you got all his ideas there first and thought, I know I'm going to use that.
I'm going to test it out here, and then I'll
so let's see if it makes any money.
But this T-1000 is just amazing in the way it morphs and changes. Yeah. And even when they do the tinfoil bullet on the chest, it
looks real. It's like Blossoms or the twins.
The twins. I was going to mention that actually.
The twins then just bit through the eye. It's just one finger, both straight through the eye.
How many sets of twins are in this film?
I don't know.
2.
Is that?
Yeah, because Linda Hamilton's sister is also in scenes. So where at the end of the film where
they're copying each other,
T-1000 is her, the one in the furthest shot. So that's her twin sister.
Does that mean a twin sister had to buff herself up as well, as much as she did?
Probably. I don't know.
Because Arnie said she's done well.
Yeah.
That's one of the things he said. Yeah, you've done well.
Well, you've also got the cop, the two. Well, not the two cops, but the cop.
Was the security guy. He was the security.
Wasn't a cop. Yes. Sorry, not cop.
He was a cop. He was a security guy in the mental institution.
And they appear in lots. I think they're in Gremlins, aren't they? As well, Gremlins 2. But that scene as well. It's it's my lucky day.
Yeah,
and then he turns around and
he's him's there. He's there.
But it's one of those things where Cameron's thought about how to do this shot and the best way to do it, and that's by getting two people who look identical,
or as close as identical. You don't know it's different because it could just be a glimpse. He's just looking at him and saying, "Well, this is my simulation of how you look."
Yeah,
a quicker simulation. It's like when he's killed the mum and the dad.
Yeah,
and he's trying to tell the stepmom and dad, and he's got them pinned against the door and all that, and trying to use the voice as well. Oh,
yeah. I love how because I never understood as a kid. I didn't really understand the whole telephone bit where he's like the Terminator's putting the voice on. He's like, "What's the name of your dog?" And he's like, "Hey, how's Wolfie? Is he all right?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "Your first parents are dead." it's clever because. He's figured it out
already.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it's because his mum's taught him so well.
Yeah,
he's annoying. I don't like him as a character.
Oh,
John Connor. No, I wish they got
John Connor or Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong, and I just thought, Jesus, he's the sort of guy I'd help the Terminator.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Did you know?
He's in this one.
He's coming back for the new one.
Yeah, he's probably going to be in Crisis of Somebody else. Somebody else.
He probably. I do wonder if they brought him back just to kill him off.
Please.
I do reckon they're going to kill him off, and I reckon what the idea will be is that John Connor is an idea, and it's just going to go forward because that's how Terminator Salvation was supposed to end. I didn't want to talk about those films, but Terminator Salvation. You know what? Next week when we talk about them. I'm going to tell you that I like them.
Do you?
Yes.
Which one? One with the worst poster ever?
We'll talk about it next week.
The one with the female Terminator?
Oh, God, yeah. That's just a crap addition, isn't it? It's a step down from T-1000.
It's a cop-out.
Yeah.
It's a cop-out. But, I mean, I can see why they've done a human cyborg one for this one.
Yeah.
But, again, that came from Salvation as well, because he was a cyborg.
Yeah.
But who still thought he was human. Anyway.
Yeah, so, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, so the idea is that John Connor is just an idea. So they'll kill him off, but then they'll go forward and like spread the word. I reckon that because.
So are you going to say it's Spartacus?
Yes,
I am Spartacus.
I am John Connor.
Spartacus. Yeah, it's just a word.
Well, why not?
Yeah,
that's probably one of the best things they can do. And then they don't, because then it also brings back the other films that have happened where you've had John Connor's cast and the different actors because they're all different.
I must admit, I love the Sarah Jane Chronicles.
I have never seen it.
I'm sorry. I actually loved them. I thought they were superb. It's one of the things that I must admit, as a TV series, like when they cut Firefly and stuff like this, it's one of the ones I actually thought, why have they cut this? Why have they stopped it? Yeah. Like they did with Lucifer, like they did with a few other films that I thought were brilliant. But again, what I care about is usually a lot different from what everybody else cares about.
Yeah, it is. So Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, brilliant movie. It was a blockbuster. Some of the best scenes I've still seen, like the lorry coming over the bridge. The helicopter, not quite so much.
But the helicopter's great because the T-1000, if you look back at the shot, he's got 3 hands flying the helicopter while he's shooting.
But that's fine. He can do that.
It's genius.
Yeah.
And you don't, because it's not focused on, like nowadays, I think a director would focus on the 3 hands doing a shot of that. Whereas Cameron stood back and...
Is this like the 3 boobs in the other Terminator movie? No. The other Schwarzenegger movie? Let's just concentrate on these 3?
Well, kind of. But no. You've got the shot.
There's no
He's in the helicopter shooting. Yeah. And there's a hand down here as well. Flying the helicopter. It's just... Cameron just seems to be able to...
throw in something that you notice at another time.
Yes.
But people might think, that's
he
rubbish.
Knows it's there.
How did it be? Yeah, but it's not rubbish because you can work out how he's done it.
And why he's done it. Yeah. Because a helicopter needs 2 hands to fly.
Yeah. It's like Count Dooku when somebody's got 4 hands to fight people with a leg. You think
General Grievous.
Yeah, sorry, General Grievous, not Count Dooku. But
we'll get to Star Wars later in the year.
Yeah. But you know what I meant?
Yeah.
It was just to make it difficult. I mean, let's throw a 3rd hand in. He doesn't say anywhere other time. But
have you seen the uncut version, the director's cut, the
T2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer that. Even though there's bits in it that aren't really needed, like they bring back Carol Reese for a dream sequence. But I think the best part of it is when T-1000 has been frozen and then he comes back and he's sort of malfunctioning. So everything he's touching, he's turning into.
Yeah.
And I think that it works.
Yeah, because it's all about you dislodge him. He's maybe not be perfect, it might get better, but you've found a weakness.
Yeah, you found a weakness, and he's still trying to fulfill his mission. It's great.
But I mean, see, my favourite bit is still when he teaches always the father of the black guy who's a scientist.
Yeah,
and he's going to him, until we told him what happened. And you can see he's like that. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I am the death of the world. Yeah. And imagine being told that. That's the person comes through and tells you are the death of the world. And you go, no, I ain't talking. No, this is what happened. Yeah. And then at the end when he blows himself up and he's like...
it's good, isn't it? There's so many iconic moments in this.
Yeah, I mean, and then he came back again in another Schwarzenegger movie and he had a bad hand.
Oh, well.
Total Recall. What is that? What's your favourite Schwarzenegger movie? Would it be T2?
I think it would be.
I think T2 definitely is my favourite. T1's close, but it's a total different genre. I mean, Predator, brilliant. Total Recall, brilliant. But still, T2 to me is like it's like the Avatar of big blockbuster movies. It is. I think it's comparable to. I know it's not a Cameron movie, but I just think everything was done almost to perfection.
Well, it's sort of like he doesn't just make a film, he sort of builds a technology around it. And that's sort of what he did for the T-1000.
Yeah, but it's like Endgame. Endgame is just perfect. The problem with that is after that, it's always going to be a downslide. Yeah, because nothing will be that good again. No. Did Cameron leave that? He did, didn't he? After
he did, T2? Terminator 3.
Because he just went, bugger that.
Yeah. But I think now he's got the rights back, and that's why he's producing this new one, even though he endorsed the last one.
The last one was decent, apart from the fact they gave the story away in the first 10 minutes. Or the posters. The posters gave it away.
Yeah, well,
The posters, when he's got the bloody change into Terminator,
we'll get through. But every single Terminator film, well, except for the first one, gave away the twist.
But again, the fact is that the first two did not have major flaws.
No.
After that, they've almost all got major flaws.
Terminator 3, it's more done for laughs.
Yeah,
I think. But
Schwarzenegger's involved,
and we'll talk about that next week because I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, I've got to make dinner for the missus.
I will sign off.
This is like a part 1 of 2.
Yeah, we're going to continue Terminators next week.
Yeah,
and then we'll see the new one and review that. But it's been a bit of a different podcast this week because it has been more of a. We haven't really talked about the story.
No,
we just talked about just Terminator.
Before, well, it's Terminator 1, Terminator 2. We're leading up. Next week will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the Sarah Jane Chronicles.
Oh, I've got to watch them as well.
You've got to.
Oh, sugar.
Yeah.
I'll try. I'll see if
you have to get more trains.
I'm driving them.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the podcast this week. I'm the Ultimate Movie Geek. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram. Nate here. On Twitter I put on I wanted to know some small, short mini reviews of Terminator and Terminator 2, and the few people who got back to me, I'm going to read out what they said. So the Big Fat Scary Movies site, is that site? Hang on. Big Fat Movie Site, at Big Fat Movie Site on Twitter, said it's a rare occasion where a sequel matches or in some cases betters the original, which it does. Terminator 2 does. It takes it to the next step. I think without the first one, I don't think you would have been able to pull off the second one. I think you needed that horror take of Terminator to then build up to the second one. But then again, saying that, I think and I think I replied this, if I was to go to my DVD cabinet and mindlessly pick up a Terminator DVD, it would probably be Terminator 2. Saying that, do I own Terminator 2? I'm going to have a look. Poltergeist at Paulie Childs said T2 is a lot of fun, but it also ruins what I believe to be the single finest time travel movie ever made. T1 is a perfect bootstrap paradox story. Every single thing they do, Sarah, Reese and T800, lead to events happening exactly the way they always did. He then goes on to say T2 spoiled that by having them prevent or postpone, as we find out in T3, Judgment Day. The grandfather paradox should have kicked in. If you go back and kill your grandfather, you'll never be born to go back and kill him. Therefore, you don't. Therefore, things stay the same. He makes my mind go a little bit there, just thinking about the paradoxes made. He then goes on to say, using that logic, Sarah prevents Judgment Day, therefore Skynet is never invented. Therefore, the T-800 never comes back for her. Therefore, she stays a waitress and lives an ordinary life. Therefore, the events of the first film are wiped out. And then we get a worse mess than the current series. It's bloody tiring after reading that. Serverland Queen, at Serverland Queen, says it's really hard to choose between them, but Terminator 2 has such amazing effects. It's more of a showstopper, yet the Terminator has heart. Sarah goes on a huge journey emotionally, and I like its love story elements, but and then loves that she loves them both. I agree. Like I say, I think you can't really have one without the other anymore, and I think they are the best in the franchise. So, well, up until the new one comes out. And I would, if you've listened to the podcast, you will also hear that I do believe that Sarah Connor's story arc is possibly one of the best story arcs put to film, because she does start out meek and needing to be saved, but then at the end, or at least in Terminator 2, despite needing to be saved from the the asylum, although she escapes, she is a completely different character. To the point when I was younger, I thought it was a different person. So, yeah. I like all those comments, and thank you for doing it. I'll put on another question for next week's podcast, because we're going to be doing Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, and if I can get around to watching it, Terminator Sarah Connor, the Chronicle. Yeah, I messed that up. Sarah Connor Chronicles. We'll see. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the podcast this week. I'm the Ultimate Movie Geek. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Movie Ultimate.
And I'm sticking a dump with hair look back. It looks like I've just been dragged through the back, dump backwards.
And they can find you at MAaD Movie Pod on Twitter.
That's me.
Give us a like and subscribe, and
put a complaint in.